guys, I'm going to move on to the project. Now that we've figured out our angles, our solar angles from the Sun-Earth tools, and we figure out what dates from doing a Google search, what the solstices and the equinoxes, what dates they land on, I think we're ready to proceed with the next step. Okay? First thing I want to do is actually copy this step over to the right-hand side. Okay. This actually moves it. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to do a copy. This, that endpoint to that endpoint. Okay. Right, and now I'm going to actually save this to another file. So this was all practice. Now I'm going to do a file save as. It opens up a window for you, and save it as a new name in your working folder. Okay, so we can go P1, project 1. Then you can still have your dash. Then I'm going to give it a date. So we can say 2020 03 03. You can do that if you want. Okay. I'm going to do a dash, and then I'm just going to call it Itani, and that's it. You don't need the spaces there, perhaps. I don't think that's terribly necessary. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. I'm just going to leave this the way it is. I'm going to save. And if I go to my window now, I can actually go back and check my working folder. Now I have two of them. I have the exercise, the practice one that I just did. Now this is the real one, okay? This is really project 1 that I'm going to start working on. Right there. Okay. I like to make my views to sort by type. So I can just see the actual ones, and the backup ones are always at the end. The 3DM is your actual file. The 3DM back is a backup one. Okay, let's move this to the side and continue. Make sure I'm in the actual file. Yes, I am. And this is the last piece I'm going to work on. Okay, great. Go to your layers. Turn your floor layer on. Okay, and look at that. I actually don't have, when I copied this over, I didn't copy it with the floor because that floor layer was turned off. Right? But that's okay. That's not, that's easy. Right? I can just copy that floor over. Right? So I'm just going to do a copy. That floor from this corner to that corner. Okay? And that's pretty much it. You're good to go from there. So I'm going to show you the Gumball tool because this is going to be very useful for you. The Gumball tool is something that you highlight down here. Okay? On your lower strip down there, make sure the Gumball tool is highlighted so that every time you click something, it gives you this X and Y and Z axis arrow thing. Okay? So for example, if I have this guy, okay, and I select it, it shows me the gumball. These arrows here are called gumballs. That's called a gumball. Okay? And you can move objects with it just by dragging the arrow. So I don't have to go, you know, move. I don't have to type move. I don't have to type copy. so on and so forth. So just drag the gumball. If I want to move it right and left, the red arrow is always going to be parallel to the red x-axis. The green arrow is always going to be parallel to your y-axis. And your blue arrow is always going to be parallel to your z-axis, right? Blue goes up and down, from the ocean to the sky, blue to blue. Okay? So it's a perfect and it's a very handy tool. Now let me show you how, for example, if I want to move something a particular distance. What if I want to move this up 5 feet? So I'm dragging it like this. I don't know if I got to 5 feet yet. I can kind of keep an eye on the numbers changing here, but it's not going to be that accurate, right? So you click on it, and it gives you an option here, a window. I'm just going to say 5 feet. 5 feet. Enter. It moved it up 5 feet, right? And the proof is right there. See it? In my front view, it's 5 feet above the ground. What if I want to move it down 8 feet, 6 feet?
Negative.
So I go negative 6 feet, right? Anytime you want to move it in the opposite direction of the arrow, you type minus, right? I want to move it to the left. Well, the arrow is pointing to the right. Opposite arrow, so I'm going to enter a minus sign. Minus 5 feet. How about 5 feet 6 inches? There you go. All right, and the same thing with the green arrow. Let's go back to our perspective view. What if I want to copy this? What if I just want to copy it? You click on the arrow. Okay. And you drag, but it's just going to move it. It's not going to copy it. While you're dragging, hit the Alt key. I just hit the Alt key and it changed the plus sign. You see the plus sign next to my cursor? That means it's making a copy. Okay? Drag and hit the Alt button next to your space bar. I just made a copy. Oops. Sometimes you have to hit it a few times. There you go, right? Okay. So one more thing on the gumball. Okay. What if I made a mistake here? Let's move back to one of these guys, right? What if I made a mistake here? I'm going to hide this guy. And I want this wall to move back. And I don't want to go back to this step. Okay? I can't select it because it's a solid thing. Okay? I make sure my gumball is turned on, and I hit the Shift Control key at the same time. With my index and my thumb, I hit the Shift Control keys together, and I select only one face. Right? And then I want to move this back 3 feet, but I don't want. But I want to keep it intact. I want to keep my box intact. So I hit the button here. And what you guys want me to move it as? 3 feet? 3 feet. Enter. There you go. Okay? I didn't have to explode the box. I didn't have to move the thing back, rejoin it again, so on and so forth. Yeah, I know you guys hate me now because I'm showing you this now. But you should be getting used to doing things in many ways, and that's actually that sweat makes you learn a few things. So,
Wait, how did you select a single piece of paper?
so it's selecting only a small part of a big piece. My thumb and my index. My thumb goes on the Control key. My index goes on the Shift key just above it. Okay, and then I select. So that's it for the gumball, all right? So what I'm gonna do is stop the video and then I can help you guys with it individually if you need to, all right?